just in here. So we've got 4 units, we call them. That's unit 1, we'll leave to unit 4. Sometimes the public get a little bit sick of it, so we kind of have to evict people back down to the campsite. But yeah, in the actual toilet.
Fagan Parker will be calling this home for the foreseeable future. A toilet block with no lighting, riddled with bugs and toads.
That is quite literally going to be my bed. Clean sheets up. Yeah. Oh, wow. It gets better, I think. At least you'd like to hope so.
Fagan has been homeless for 4 years, but the park where she normally sleeps is underwater.
The mental health of people that have been doing this long, it gets a bit much, hey? It gets to everybody.
Fagan slept in an evacuation centre during the cyclone. When the shelters were closed this week, the 47-year-old was left with few options. Making things worse, late last year the council voted to end what it called its lenient approach on rough sleepers. As of yesterday, people who are caught camping on City of Moreton Bay land can be fined up to $8,065.
It did certainly do some damage, that's for sure. Suicide, I'd say. Suicide will become a big thing, because I know a few people in here are over it and they're constantly in tears. It's hard.
But the council says the move brings it into line with neighbouring regions and has the overwhelming support of the local community.
They've said that being homeless is effectively illegal and they're threatening people with fines, but every human has a right to food and shelter.
Paul Slater works with the homeless and says the crackdown feels particularly cruel in the wake of Cyclone Alfred.
These guys have nowhere to go. They're not getting offered assistance or support, and it really is a violation of their human rights.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone as stressed or as worried about what's next for them as what I've seen lately. I can only see that this is probably going to cost lives.
Beau Haywood runs Nourish Street, a local charity that provides food and help to those sleeping rough.
Even says have a great day.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right, no worries. The camps that they had are flooded, the tents that they had are ruined. They're walking out with absolutely nothing and no place to go.
The situation is dire across the region. At Eddie Highland Park, people are returning to flooded campsites.
My tent literally caved in on top of me when I was sleeping because it was that flooded and it was absolutely daunting.
Yes, awesome, no worries.
Kate says with the evacuation centres now closed, the government hasn't offered her housing alternatives.
They haven't offered a house or anything like that. They just, you put your name on a list. I'll wait another 10 years, I suppose.
That's probably the biggest lie that we're seeing at the moment from the government is that everyone's being offered accommodation. We have people that are telling us that they are open and willing to take accommodation, but they're not even being offered it.
To help out, Beau and Paul are buying replacement tents and camping gear.
Thank you.
We've got a lot of work to try and get people back into somewhere to sleep. It's going to be a very busy few days where we're trying to find somewhere for these people because they've lost everything.
For Beau, homelessness is all too real. Just 18 months ago, he was sleeping rough with a 25-year meth addiction.
I had a rock bottom in my life, and at that point I decided that I'd had enough of life. So I decided I'd gas myself in my vehicle. The police found me and pulled me out unconscious.
After a stint in rehab, Beau was determined to make a difference. His charity now feeding 120 people 5 nights a week.
Had someone have come around and offered me something to eat and air, maybe I wouldn't have got to that point where I was about ready to end my life.
I know a lot of people in here didn't eat for at least 3-4 days during the storm. Big thanks to Beau and his team, just his crew for helping us out.
But now, as the homeless community prepares either to leave or stand their ground, Beau is ensuring they're well fed.
The way I see it is homelessness is still going to be out there. It might just be more hidden now.
Go on, brother.
I see them every day and I see their struggle, and I wish I could help more, but I can only do so much.
Seems unfortunate timing that would come in hot off the heels of the cyclone. I mean, that's the thing about it for me. I just wonder if was there not any mechanism by which it could be delayed so that at least you've got a whole region that needs to recover.
Yeah.
And homeless people need a lot of things, but part of what they need is the community infrastructure that they rely on, whether it be a park or something like that.
But it's a classic case, I think, of the cyclone exposing problems that were already there.
Yeah, of course. That's what disasters, what COVID did, right? That's the nature of disasters. Anyway, for more information on how you can help the area's homeless community, head to our website. You'll also find the full statement there from the City of Moreton Bay.
And if you or anyone you know needs help, you can always call Lifeline on 13 11 14.